kick things off formally, let me just say hello to everybody and welcome to a HubSpot Masterclass. These are 30-minute sessions where we take a deep dive into a specific HubSpot tool. For those of you that are new to HubSpot, HubSpot does lots and lots of things. It has loads of different tools. We're going to be focusing on sequences today, but you'll get a flavor of what HubSpot can do as we talk about it. We've got 30 minutes, so we're going to try and be as sharp as possible because there are people that are already using sequences, people that are new to sequences, and people that are new to HubSpot altogether. So we'll try and cater for everybody as we go through things. And we never know exactly how long these things are going to take. So, sometimes we can have 5 or 10 minutes at the end for specific questions, sometimes not. But we're going to do our best between me and Emma to try and keep an eye on the chat and the Q&A. So as we're talking, please feel free to put things in, and all being well, we'll try and get them. If we don't manage to answer anyone's questions, just drop us an email after this meeting, and we will endeavour to get back to everybody and get any questions answered. I'm going to explain a bit more about how we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get into HubSpot itself, some of you here will be new to JDR. So let me just give you a really quick overview of JDR as a company. So we are a marketing agency based in Derby. Our background originally is in business coaching. We've then branched into digital marketing, inbound marketing, and have just grown what we do as a business. But we specialize in working with small and medium-sized businesses. We're a HubSpot elite partner. We're one of the top partners of HubSpot in the UK and indeed in the world. We've been going for nearly 20 years. We have our 20th birthday next October. And so, when we started out, there was no Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. All these things have come along as the time that we've been working with businesses. And so we started working with HubSpot back in 2012, 2013. So we've had a decade of experience of working with HubSpot now, right from when it was just purely a marketing platform, whereas today it's it really is an all-in-one customer experience management tool, lead management, contact management, website management. And over the years, we've developed a comprehensive system for working with businesses and their sales and marketing to help build a sales and marketing system that really works. And we've implemented that with hundreds of different businesses across the UK. So there's 33 of us in the team, of which obviously myself and Emma are two of them.
Mm-hmm.
We've got lots and lots of clients we work with in lots and lots of different industry sectors, lots of different sizes. But our aim when working with businesses is really to help them generate more traffic, more leads, and ultimately more sales. With HubSpot specifically, we do a lot of help for new HubSpot customers to get them set up using the tool, providing training, implementation. We also provide one-to-one consultancy and HubSpot training services to help really people get the most out of HubSpot. And we're as a marketing agency, we introduce HubSpot with all of our marketing campaigns as a way of tracking, measuring, and optimizing results. And we also provide marketing services for people that have HubSpot as a marketing tool, but don't necessarily have the time and expertise to make full use of it. So as a marketing agency, our model is really, we've got a team of 33 people. Most businesses don't have the luxury of having a whole marketing department. We can effectively be a marketing department for a small business and provide specialist knowledge, skills, in a way that's affordable and effective. So I'll hand over to you, Emma, to give a quick introduction on the sequences tool itself and
absolutely
explain what it's all about.
So the sequences tool in HubSpot is essentially a tool that allows you to automate on a one-to-one basis. So that is the biggest difference between sequences and workflows. So workflows are very much one-to-many. So when you enroll someone in a workflow, they're going to get a really nice, shiny marketing email that's exactly the same to everyone. Looks like it's coming from the company as a whole. Sequences really allow you to do that on a one-to-one basis. So somebody can get an email from you and a sequence of emails from you, so multiple emails with just one click, that allows you to still look like you're emailing them personally. So it really improves the open rates and that kind of thing because it looks like it's coming from an individual. Within a sequence, you can create automated emails so that it will just automatically send the next one in the sequence if they haven't replied to you or booked a meeting with you, or you can create tasks for yourself as well. So whether that is a general to do, whether that's a task to call the contact if you want to include that in your sequence, all of those areas are going to be covered in what sequence is able to do for you, really. Anything to add to that, Will?
Yeah, I was just going to give you an example. So if you are, let's say you send quotes to your customers and you want to do a better job of following those quotes up, well, those types of emails are not going to be like a MailChimp marketing email, mail shop type email. They're going to be a one-to-one email. But instead of having to then, right, okay, I need to follow and chase this person up, instead of just trying to rely on memory or manual tasks, you can just enroll them once in a sequence that says, right, this is my template for following up a quote. And then 3 days later, if there's no reply, it'll send my second, hi, just chasing this up, haven't heard back from you, that type of thing. And can then automatically put a task in your calendar to try phoning them or to do something else a few days later. And you can enroll contacts in these sequences very, very easily, either direct from your inbox or inside HubSpot itself.
Yeah. The other key thing there is that you can enroll people in bulk as well. So if you're wanting to send the same sequence to 10 people, you can tick all of them and bulk enroll them all in a sequence all at once. It can be really good from a prospecting perspective as well there.
Yeah.
Okay, so sequences actually fall into two different hubs on HubSpot, and they have kind of different use cases depending on which one of those hubs you're using them for. So the Sales Hub has sequences in them, which is very much more from that sales perspective, but you do also get access to this tool if you're a Service Hub customer as well. And they can be really, really useful from that customer service perspective. I've seen people use them for chasing up invoice payment and that kind of thing as well. So using them across both areas of the business there is really, really good. And I know we've got some people on here that will be Service Hub users, but not Sales Hub users.
So we've got a couple of questions. So let's just dive into those.
Yeah.
Trainer Smith has said that using sequences rather than workflows for bulk emails, which is absolutely fine. It works differently.
Yeah.
But it can in many ways be more effective. You can't do the same scale. You're limited, I think, to 50 bulk
50 at a time, yeah. And 1,000 a day.
But what it doesn't do, in answer to your question, Jake, is it doesn't affect your. So with HubSpot's marketing platform, you have a certain limit on the number of email sends, but you don't have that with sequences, and it doesn't take up or change the allocation because they're sales emails rather than marketing emails. It doesn't eat into your marketing email limits.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have one other question from Rex, which is does a sequence recognize once a contact has accepted a LinkedIn connection request? No, it doesn't at this stage. Sequences end, and I'm going to rely on Emma for the specialist technical knowledge of all this stuff. But sequences will end automatically if someone books a meeting, or replies to the email.
Yes. If you have Sales or Service Hub Enterprise, there are more things you can do there because you can use a workflow to enroll on custom criteria. At the moment, LinkedIn connection requests aren't one of those criteria, but there's lots of other things. If you're on the Enterprise, which is the very highest level, then you can do a little bit more with your unenrollment there. But you can also always unenroll manually as well. A little flag comes up on the contact record whenever somebody is in a sequence, and you can always just tick that to take them out if you notice that they have accepted a connection request or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Right. There's a couple of other questions, but if it's okay, let's keep moving, and we'll come back and we'll do our best to try and make sure we cover everything.
Yeah, definitely. So there are a couple of things that HubSpot announced at their massive big conference this year that are brand new in sequences that we wanted to share with you guys. The first one of those, and I think the most exciting one, is A/B testing in sequences. So this is going to allow you to do 2 different variations of the same email and get really, really good data and analytics on which one performs better. So you can test different variables like your subject line, you can test the actual content of the email, you can test your CTAs within the email, so what you're asking people to do, that call to action that you're using. By having that set up as an A/B test, that's going to give you some really, really good data as to what works best for you, for these specific people that you're emailing, and really get a good idea of the best practices and that kind of thing. So this is in beta at the moment on HubSpot, so it's not publicly available, but if you email your customer success manager at HubSpot or your customer success team at HubSpot, they may be able to get you enrolled in this beta. And typically once we see things announced in beta, they'll roll out for everyone pretty soon. So definitely keep an eye on your portal to see when you get this A/B testing, because it's going to really elevate what you're able to do here.
We're all very excited about it.
Yeah.
For anyone using sequences in any volume, it's going to make a big difference. If you can
definitely
try different formats of emails, message types, etc., you can very quickly optimize results really significantly.
Yeah. The other big new feature that they have put in Sales Hub Enterprise, so I know that will only be a relatively small number of you that are here today that have got that package, but they have introduced a little bit more reporting into sequences. So previously, all you could see after you'd enrolled someone in a sequence was the reply rate, the meeting rate, that kind of thing. So specific things linked to the sequence. In Sales Hub Enterprise now, though, you can also see the percentage of people that end up in a deal after being in a sequence. So that's really going to allow you to get some really good reporting on how well your prospecting sequences, for instance, convert people into that kind of opportunity, moving them through that sales process. What it's also going to give you as well, which is really, really exciting, is it's going to give you reporting on revenue influenced by a sequence. So if somebody is enrolled in a sequence and then they purchase from you and you have a closed won deal with them, HubSpot on Sales Hub Enterprise is going to be able to report on that in a little bit more detail for you, so you can see what revenue your sequence has actually influenced for you. It's going to be really, really good for those of you who are reporting on the ROI of your HubSpot and how well things are working. This is going to give you a really good measurable way of seeing that.
Yeah, great. So big big improvements really. First major changes for a little while with sequences.
Yeah. I think it's really exciting to see them rolled out as well there. So the next thing that we wanted to talk about really was a couple of use cases for sequences. Now, everybody is using sequences in a slightly different way. Be interesting as we're going through this to see in the chat if any of you are using sequences in any of these ways, or if there's any other ways that we've missed here that you're using sequences in your business. I think I always like to hear more weird and wonderful use cases for HubSpot. But a couple of the ways that we have seen sequences work really, really well are these. So the first one is cold prospecting. So putting a list of people into HubSpot and kind of bulk enrolling them in a one-to-one sequence, or even doing it a little bit more personalized than that, really elevates what you're able to do from a prospecting perspective and a productivity perspective as well. You can get a lot more prospecting done really, really effectively with this tool. It's also really powerful for top of the funnel lead follow-up. So if you have people on your website that are downloading content, for instance, using the sequences to follow them up is really, really a great way of doing that. There's a question in the chat from Mission Translate about attaching PDF files into sequence emails. Yes, you can do this. This is great for top of the funnel lead follow-up. You do it through the files tool in HubSpot, and it will provide you with a HubSpot link, which you can then put in your templates and sequence emails there. The other place where you can use sequences really well, following up inquiries, making sure that things don't kind of fall through the net there. Re-engaging lapsed contacts, so creating yourself a list of anybody that you've not spoken to in 3 months, 6 months, and bulk enrolling them all in a sequence to follow them up. Really, really strong. Following up quotes, invoices, can also be useful more on the service side in account management. So checking in with your clients, really automating that and doing that on a bulk basis as a kind of general check-in, how are things getting on, that sort of thing can be really, really important. As well as sending reminders. If you've booked a demo with someone, you can use a sequence, for instance, to send them the reminders that the demo is coming up, to follow them up after that demo, that kind of thing as well.
Yeah. As you're going through that list, Emma, I was thinking of some clients I've worked with that are financial advisors that have take on customers, and they have to chase for documents and paperwork to progress their cases.
Yeah, 100%.
So chasing for, getting paperwork and questionnaires back and things like that.
Definitely. I think anything that you are having to wait on your customers or your prospects to get back to you on, whether that's that you've sent them a quote or you need sign off on something or anything like that, sequences are such a great way to take that really annoying having to chase and check in and all of that and just automate that, so it doesn't take you any longer to do, but it means that they are getting those constant reminders. It's going to massively improve your success rate of getting things like that back from people.
Yeah. All right, so we wanted to share with you some example results and just give you an idea of what results people get from sequences. And I'll also try and explain a bit about why that is. So MailChimp, a big email marketing platform, have published average open rates and click rates for emails. And the average open rate, if you're sending out a mail shot to 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 20,000 people, is 21%, 21.33%. So roughly 1 in 5 people will open an email that you send out as a bulk mailer. And on average, the click rates are 2.62%. Now, with sequences, you're doing lower volume and it's more personalized, and the open rates and click rates should be way, 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 way higher. So we've got a couple of examples here. So forgive me, this page looks a bit messy. Just if you start with the prospecting, we have here an example of a sequence that has been sent out to new potential customers, totally cold. So cold email landing on the door, but it's been done via a sequence rather than a mail shot. And you can see here the open rate for cold emails at 50%, which is just unheard of in regular email marketing, and a click rate of over 12%. What's fantastic about sequences is that you can also measure the reply rate and the rate of people that are booking meetings directly using HubSpot's meeting link tool. So you can see here, we've got a reply rate of over 6%, which again, for cold outreach is really, really high. This is below this, we've got another sequence example for people where, and again, it's a cold audience, but for people where there has been a conversation. So it's not completely cold, but it's fairly frosty. And for 981 people enrolled, again, we've got an open rate of over 50%. But if you look at the click rate for that sequence, it's much, much, much higher, really high, 28%, and a reply rate of 12%, and a meeting rate of people actually booking into your calendar directly of 2%, 1 in 50. And again, for regular email marketing statistics, it's it's just off the chart.
Mm.
This shows you a set of stats from a client we're working with, who are sending these sequences to much warmer prospects, so people who have made an inquiry, or requested a demonstration of their software, just via an email, or a form submission. They enroll them in a sequence to try and get them into the calendar. And you can see here the open rate is over 60% and the reply rate 43%, which is just absolutely huge. And also almost 1 in 3 booking straight into the calendar. With this sequences tool, you can get absolutely huge results. And the reason for that is that you're not just sending one email, you're normally sending 2, 3, 4 emails. So I have an example which I'll just show you quickly. This is from our HubSpot account. This is a very simple sequence of 4 emails we send sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes to people who have downloaded one of our free ebooks or free guides from our website. And we'll enroll them in a simple follow-up sequence. And you can see here the stats. We've got an open rate of 50%, click rate of 4%, and really healthy reply rate and meeting rate. And the reason that these stats are so high is because, compared with regular email marketing, is because email 1 might have, 5 people reply, but then email 2 gets another 2 or 3, and email 3 gets another 2 or 3, and email 4 gets another couple, and those all stack up together. So for one person sending 4, you've got effectively 4 bites of the cherry in this example. And the more steps you have in the sequences, the more bites of the cherry you get, the more those figures go up. The better those emails are in terms of subject lines and content, the better the click rates, response rates, and so on. So it's so powerful and it's so quick to use once it's set up.
Yeah.
So what have we got? We've got 5 minutes left. So I am going to go through some of the things that you can do to work towards or even get better results than the ones I've just shown you. So one is that with sequences, don't make the content of the emails too marketing-y, if that's the best phrase. Don't put too many graphics and design work into them. Just make them a regular one-to-one email, and they are a one-to-one email, and they should read like that. So you can insert personalization tokens into the email. So your template can say, "Hi, insert first name. Thank you for downloading," insert whatever they've downloaded. I had a quick look at, insert their company name, and you can personalize the content of your emails.
It also is a lot more personalized because it's coming from an individual's inbox, and it's very plain text. So when you're writing a sequence, you want to write the email as if you were just typing an email within your normal inbox, sending it to someone one-to-one. That's really what makes it much more personalized there.
Yeah. The next thing we've added there is to include videos. So we work with a tool called Vidyard, and what that allows us to do is to quickly record videos from our desktop. You might see I've got the little app on my Chrome there, so I can click that, record a quick video, and I can then get a quick thumbnail of the video I can insert into my email. And when we do cold outreach, we always include a personalized video, and the response rates go significantly higher. So video content when you're doing any kind of email just lifts results. And Vidyard's a great tool to do that. We've got a few more resources on that on our website. On our resources tab, we've got a webinars section, and there is another webinar you can watch which goes into Vidyard in a lot more detail and how you
it's a great tool, Vidyard. It's really, really good. Yeah.
It really is. Next is to ask questions. Because it's a one-to-one email, what you're trying to do is not make a sale, but start a conversation. And so in general, with sequences, having long marketing copy doesn't work very well. Making it a short email. So for a long time, our cold outreach email would read, we've been taking a look at your marketing. We've really got some great ideas about how we can help. Who'd be the best person to talk to about this at your company? And we just start with that question, and you're far more likely to get replies and get into a conversation and start a dialogue. So yeah, asking questions is a very effective technique for your email templates, and that's the kind of thing you can A/B test with that new update. Having a clear call to action, so asking people to click on somewhere or to reply, or like I said, a question is a call to action in a way, but there should be something that you're asking for in each email. Use the HubSpot meeting link. So that's a tool that allows you to connect your calendar, and you can put a link into an email that says schedule a meeting with me, and people can click it, see your availability. They can't see your calendar, they can just see your availability, and then they can schedule time in your diary there and then for trying to get appointments, like the example we showed earlier of the software company looking to get demo appointments booked in the diary. It's way faster than having a back and forth from email trying to say, can you do this time? No, that time, etc. Use filters and lists to bulk enroll contacts. So I have opened a tab that I can just show you that very quickly. We have some example contacts here. HubSpot has a filtering tool which allows you to, you can filter by people who've just visited the website in the last 24 hours and have recently submitted a form, and go through that list, select whoever you want, or bulk select up to 50 people at a time. And then it's grayed out because of the particular instance I'm in of HubSpot, but you can then bulk enroll groups of people into a sequence. And I know that a lot of the team at HubSpot do that. They'll be hunting through their database, looking for little groups of people, selecting a few, enrolling them in a sequence, and then you can quite easily, as a salesperson, send out 100 sequences a day, and if you've got 4 emails in the sequence, that's effectively 400 emails, and you're going to get big responses from that. Automate sequence enrollment. So this was a new feature sometime last year, I think,
on Enterprise.
You can enroll contacts in sequences automatically now from certain triggers. Form submissions, I think, is one. Yeah. And the final thing is just to look at the stats. There's a feature called Sales Content Analytics that lets you look at the performance of your individual emails, open rates, click rates, and you can then analyze individual emails and improve their performance. So that takes us to 11 o'clock. We've been half an hour. I hope that's been useful. We've had a load of questions come in. I'm sorry we haven't had time. What we will do, though, between me and Emma, is go through and try and get back to everybody with them. I'm going to send out a recording of this. If you want to know more about sequences, you can reach out to HubSpot directly. You can reach out to Emma or myself. And it's a topic we love talking about. There's loads of information on the HubSpot help files. If you'd like to know more about JDR, what we can do, and how we might be able to help you, what I'll do is to put in a link to our own meeting calendar. We always start working with any business with an initial discovery call for about 20-30 minutes. And I'll put a link in the chat in just a second of where you can do to get that. In fact, I'll do that now. You can see it's available right from our website.
And using the meeting link tool there as well. Practicing what we preach.
Exactly. Otherwise, there it goes. Yeah, thanks very much for staying with us. Hope it's been useful. And yeah, as I say, any further questions you have, please drop us a line, and we'll be great to engage with you on it.
Yeah.
All right. And I should also add, join us for the next one. This is a monthly thing, yeah, we'll be back again roughly this time next month to go through a new section of HubSpot. So stay tuned. We'll be emailing details as soon as we can.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.